All right, y'all, listen to me. Credit Karma will do you dirty if you are looking to buy a house. If we haven't met, my name is Chelsea Winstead. I am a mortgage broker and a home financing strategist. Let's talk about why, if you are looking at Credit Karma, it is not giving you an accurate depiction of what someone like me is going to see when we pull your credit. So let's dive into why this happened. Also, the reason I do this every single week, y'all, I swear, I'm like chatting with somebody. They're like, hey, yeah, my credit score is like a 740 and blah, blah, blah. And then we actually look at their scores and they're in like the mid sixes. And then they almost like shit their pants, pardon my French, but they're like, oh my God, what the heck? How can it be so far off? And it's because there's a difference in what we are tracking. Credit Karma uses something called a Vantage score. Okay, so this is used by free consumer apps and it is designed for general credit monitoring, not lending. So what it really focuses on is your most recent activity and trending behavior. It does weigh things like utilization, inquiries, and payment history, but it does this differently than FICO does. Also, it usually is going to give you a way higher score, literally almost every time, than what your real mortgage credit score is going to look like. It is good for things like spotting changes or signs of identity theft, but I'm not joking. The amount of times that people are their flabbers are gasted when I run their scores. So I always start with a soft pull with every single one of my clients, and even that soft pull. So I get 2 of the 3 scores. Also, it's a soft pull, which means that it's not reported to the bureaus, but like most times, very, 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 very rarely. And again, this is specifically for those of you using your credit card. It gives you a credit score. If you have Credit Karma, it tells you these things. It is almost always what I pull way lower than what you were seeing. And again, it's because this is a Vantage score is different and it's tracking behavior and activity. Now on the lending side of things, so FICO is what we use in the mortgage world, and we use 3 specific models in mortgage. So FICO 2 is Experian, FICO 4 is TransUnion, and FICO 5 is Equifax. Now these models are older. So like kind of an argument of like, why don't we use things like Credit Karma? But y'all, I don't make the rules. I just have to follow them. And so they are standardized across the industry. Now, let me tell you what will honestly kick your ass, y'all, is a late payment. Y'all, they don't like late payments. Like depending on the loan type, a late payment within 12 months can actually you can potentially not even get approved for a loan. So the biggest 3 things that we look at on the mortgage side are going to be late payments, and those are big no-nos, collections, and your credit history length. This data is also pulled directly from the 3 credit bureaus, not the consumer versions, which is what a lot of you have access to. And on average, this can be between 30 and 80 points lower than what your Vantage score says. And so seriously, so many times people are like, oh, I have a 740, and then I pull it and it's a 680. And y'all, 740 versus a 680 is like the difference between, do we need to go down the FHA route over conventional, because your rate is going to be atrocious at a 680 on a conventional loan. This is also a big reason why I always recommend that when you are wanting to make a purchase, that you do this 6 months before you are ready to move forward, because there have been countless amount of times where somebody comes to me and they want to buy within 2 or 3 months, and we are looking at something that's an stinky on your credit report that you're not seeing on your Credit Karma, and now we literally can't move forward and we have to completely change our game plan. Also, as a PS, I work with clients in 49 out of the 50 states. The only state that I cannot cover is New York. So if you want to buy a home in 6 months, especially too if you are seeing and thinking that you're in like the mid 7s, but you've never actually had a soft pull truly done by a mortgage professional, this may be your sign that we need to have a conversation. Let me also give you just a forewarning. If you are connecting with credit, so if you go in Credit Karma, let me just say this, and it has this fun little thing where you dispute things. I'm gonna just say, before you do that, we need to have a conversation, because half the time, honestly, a dispute actually causes more ruckus and chaos in the mortgage application process than just leaving the shit there on your report. So if that is something that you're seeing and it's blinking and you're wanting to click it, wait to file, unless it's legit. Somebody still, literally today I had a client, their credit card got stolen and somebody, did some Uber Eats or something on their account, and it was not them. It happened totally out of the state. That's different. But if this is some kind of old credit line that you have active or whatever, pause. And before you get dispute happy, let's have a conversation and see what's actually impacting your score. Because again, Credit Karma, y'all, it basically does everybody dirty, and it sets you up to think that you have a unicorn and you actually have about a three-legged donkey, and I can't fix it, right? Like, I can't snap my fingers and fix these things. So this is your sign that if you want to buy a home in the next 6 months and you've not gone through this process yet to run numbers, to figure out what your credit score is, to figure out what your debt to income ratio is, to figure out, you know, if you need to spend X amount of money per month on a home mortgage payment, then what purchase price do you need to be at? This is why we do this up front and way before you're actually wanting to look at a home, because as you go through this process, if we need to make changes, adjustments, or make plans to fix something, we have the time. Okay, and love you guys. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments, and I'll see you guys soon.